I'll teach you everything you need to know about property. Here's what you need to know, here's what you need to know, here's what you need to know. This is what you should buy, this is what you should buy. Oh, and by the way, I just happen to have one right here. Buy it off me. I'm a property millionaire. I'll teach you everything about property. But by the way, you shouldn't go find your own. Just give me your money. I promise you it's safe and I'll give you a return on your money. Trainers who are borrowing students' money is a major no-no for me.
Hello there and welcome back to the Progressive Property YouTube channel, and I'm joined once again by the one and only Kevin McDonald. Kev, great to have you here.
Great to be here.
So, we get a lot of questions all the time. People who are thinking about getting into property, people who don't really know what to do, where to go about it, and they look up training events. And what I basically want to ask you today is, are most property trainers full of shit?
Oh, what's a good start straight away? Yeah, in the property industry, in anything, is there good car mechanics?
Yep.
Is there bad car mechanics?
Certainly.
Is there good doctors?
There are.
Is there ones that have operated on somebody and they died?
Yes.
In all walks of life, there's good and bad. It's very easy to set up a car garage and people think, oh, there's a car garage, they're a good mechanic. It's very easy to create a private doctor's surgery and go, oh, there's a good doctor. There's people doing loads of injections of people these days more than ever before with their Botox and whatever the hell they get done. Hair transplants, people dying in Turkey all the time.
So you'll be going for one of them anytime soon?
Yeah, it's quicker to get. I save time in the morning. On a serious note, on all of that. So then why would there only be good or only be bad property educators? There's good and bad in everything. Property landlords, there's good and bad tenants, and there's good and bad property training educators. So I guess your next part of that was, and what are the red flags? Yeah,
what are the red flags? What are the biggest red flags?
Okay, so one of the big red flags would be, I'll teach you everything you need to know about property. Here's what you need to know, here's what you need to know, here's what you need to know, here's what you need to know. This is what you should buy, this is what you should buy. Oh, and by the way, I just happen to have one right here. Buy it off me. So those trainers who teach you and then sell you the property they've just taught you to buy. So like they sell off plans. I know a lot of people out there that have got stung by buying off-plan properties that are overinflated, overpriced, and they'll turn around and they'll go, but the trainer told me it was the right thing to buy. So number one is, I would avoid anybody who is telling you what you should buy and then offering the very same thing to you. Number two would be, the big red flag would be, I'm a property millionaire, I'll teach you everything about property. But by the way, you shouldn't go find your own. Just give me your money. I promise you it's safe and I'll give you a return on your money. If I'm such a good property investor, why do I need to borrow my students' money? If I'm so good at doing deals.
Yeah, because you would have investors, you would have a network.
I've got my own money.
Yeah, you don't.
I don't need your money, thanks. I've got my own money. I know what I'm doing. I don't need to borrow your money. I'll teach people how to raise money. I'll teach people how to find deals. But I don't need to give you the deal. And I don't need to take your money to invest in my own deals. So trainers who are borrowing students' money is a major no-no for me. Trainers who are offering projects like off plans and so on, or I've just got the perfect house for you, big no-no for me. So they're two. Then the ones that will say things like, you won't find anything about me on Companies House. All of my properties are in my personal name. Well, Section 24 tax was introduced in 2016. So for the last 9 years, if you own buy-to-let investment type properties in your personal name, so single-lets, HMOs, SAs, etc., if you own them in your personal name, then you will be taxed on the mortgage. So if you've got a mortgage on, let's say the rent's £1,000 a month, the mortgage is 600 quid a month, then the profit's 400.
Sure.
Without other bills. Then you'd only normally be taxed on the 400. If you own it in a limited company, you're taxed on the 400. If you own it in your personal name, £1,000 rental income, 600 quid mortgage, you're taxed on the whole 1,000. So I bought property in my personal name pre-2016. But everything since 2016 is in limited companies, apart from a commercial type properties, where commercial is not affected by Section 24 tax. However, serviced accommodation, HMO, single-lets, etc., they're all Section 24 taxable, so you should be buying them in limited companies.
So I suppose the implication is, if a trainer hasn't got properties in a limited company, they haven't been buying properties since 2016.
Yeah, or they're saying, because you can easily check people out on Companies House, but not necessarily easily check them out in their personal name, they'll say, everything I own's in my personal name, because then they can hide behind this facade of they own loads of property. If they do own them all in their personal name, why not take out their credits file, like be on Check My File and show it? Why not show it? Any trainer who stands on a stage or speaks at an event or does something and they're not willing to show you what they've got, So trust but verify.
Trust but verify, absolutely.
Yeah. If you say something, back it up with proofs.
Anyone can achieve time and financial freedom through property with the right knowledge. All you need to do is download our free buy-to-let report, which covers the fundamentals of finding, funding, and filling your properties in the most effective ways possible. Take action now, click the link in the description, and finally change your life. So I was going to ask, so why do you think so many people become trainers before they've actually built anything real? Is it the kudos thing? Are they trying to make a quick buck? Are they being unethical?
People, I think they think there's a lot of money in training when there's not. Because the thing they miss is marketing costs, venue hire, food, mentors. They'll need to build a team, all their staff, their admin, their videographers, their camera crews. There's a huge cost. It's like any business. I think a lot of people come to an event, they see people training and then they think, oh my God, that's a quick buck. I'll set up a training company. And then they don't last very long because they realize, oh my God, actually, there's a cost here too. So the ones that survive are typically the ones that also have property portfolios. And the reason they survive because it's the property portfolios that get them through.
Right.
Yeah.
As opposed to the training. Yeah, cool.
Because at the start, they don't have the financial capability to survive the growth, which is the marketing cost, the venue hires, etc. So they think it's just an easy pop-up stand stall and let's teach people. But then they get caught out by the fact that actually they realize, that like let your child leave home before they realize that they when they think they know everything before they realize they don't.
Exactly.
Type of scenario.
Yeah. And most all businesses have this lag period, right? And so the ones that don't survive just can't get through that lag because of this growth phase. So is there a formula for, that to follow to kind of look for successful property trainers?
Yeah, due diligence. So check them out on Companies House. You can go on Companies House. You can find people's companies. It'll tell you what their name is. It'll tell you how many charges they have against their companies. It'll tell you all the details. You can start to see if it's got brackets around it with a minus, they're losing money. Yeah. If it's got positive, they're making money. But don't just look at the shareholder funds because that's what funds they have. Look at the value of investment properties as well. I've got 19 different companies. So to do due diligence on somebody who's with 19 companies, it takes a bit of work because if you go on Companies House, you won't find all of them in one go because I've got first name, surname, second name,
initials,
yes, etc. But with a little bit of jiggery pokery, as they say, you're going to come up across their company names. But there should be no reason why a trainer won't say, this is the name of my companies, etc. And the typical big red flag, as I said, is everything's in my personal name. I share with people I've got 12 properties in my personal name. But then what I do is I take out my credit file, I'll go to check my file and I'll say there's the 12 and show them. So if trainers aren't willing to show you, question it. Especially if you say to them, show me. Like people come up to me at events and say, show me your bank account. I'll take it out and I'll open up my bank account. I'll show them. Because if the trainer is really doing it, they shouldn't have anything to hide.
Yeah, and this is something actually I've learned from you when people sort of question me about my property and things. I've learned to kind of be open and show them the bank account and show them, what's actually in it for me. The talk that I'm talking, I'm actually walking that walk as well.
Exactly.
And I guess you're right. So any property trainer who doesn't do that, what are they hiding?
Yeah, because there should be no reason why they won't. It's awful easy to stand in front of a house on TikTok and go, hey, this is my house. Yeah. I've stood in front of houses I own on TikTok and I'll get abuse on social media going, it's not even his, the owner's going to come home. No, actually it is mine. And I say to people then, come to my area, I'll show you around. And then they go quiet.
Yes, yeah. And here's the thing, it's not just this house, it's this one and this one and this one in your area because, you've got quite a big portfolio, don't you, in your area?
And for anyone who doesn't, they can just go on Companies House and find the bloody things.
Yeah, absolutely. So you've trained thousands of people. What do you find the best students look for in a mentor?
If a mentor is not passionate about what they do, how are they going to light a fire under you? Yeah, that's number one, passion. 2 is obviously knowledge. Yeah, knowledge. But passion is key. Yeah, persistence. I know mentors in 2020 when the thing happened that we can't mention because we won't get reach. But you remember what happened in 2020? Mentors that were coaching people quit themselves because they didn't know what to do. Persistence. People who've got persistence and are willing to keep going. People that can prove they do what they do by showing what they do. Can they prove they're making a profit and not just prove they viewed a house? So there's a big difference between viewing a house and proving it. And People that understand that everything's not the same for everybody. So for instance, if you're 17 years old, if you're 77 years old, if you've got good credit or bad credit, if you've got money in the bank or debt, the plan has to be slightly different. So not somebody who's got like a one plan fits all scenario. They have to be able to have that perspective around what different people do. They're the sort of things I would look for in a good mentor.
And what are the dangers of following the wrong trainer, financially, legally, psychologically?
Oh, wow. Getting bad advice. Free advice is worth every penny. Have you ever heard that?
I have.
Yep. There's a lot of free advice on social media. A lot of opinion. Yep. Do not give me your opinion. Show me what you're doing. So what are they actually doing right now? Not what they did 20 years ago, what they did 5 years ago. What are they doing right now? What techniques are they using right now? What properties are they buying right now? What strategies are they working on right now? What are they doing now? I hear this a lot from people. They said,
exactly.
Yeah, they said, I thought, someone said. Who's the someone? I can't remember. Who told someone? Someone else. Yeah. And it comes back that somebody told somebody who told somebody, and none of them ever bought a house in their lives, or they'd maybe got one between them, and they're giving opinion. Most people think they're getting mentoring or coaching, and they're actually getting opinion. Have you ever heard assume as well? Assume. I assumed. Well, assume, A-S-S-U-M-E, assume makes an ass of you and me.
So maybe someone has found one of these unscrupulous trainers, one of the bad ones, and they've been burned. What do you say to that person?
I wouldn't say anybody's unscrupulous or bad. I think many of them have the best intentions in mind. They want to help. They just don't have the experience. Mm-hmm. Yeah, they don't have the knowledge. They don't have the experience. They don't have the time. Yeah, they don't have the stripes. I'm a believer that everybody's good, even though everybody's probably not good. I don't think people set out to be unscrupulous. Maybe one or two do. But in the majority of cases, people don't set out to be unscrupulous. They don't set out to be bad. They don't set out to take advantage of people. They make mistakes. And then when they make mistakes, they chase trying to fix it, and they dig a bigger hole. And then the only way out of the bigger hole is a bigger hole. And they can't get it back. They keep rolling the dice. And they don't have the experience. They don't have the structure. They don't have the support around them. The great thing about progressive and coming here as well is it's the people. It's not just the one trainer, it's the people. And one of the big mistakes a lot of people make is they get trained by one person. Well, one person. I surround myself with a team of people. Mortgage brokers, architects, engineers, quantity surveyors, etc. And I don't mean like in my power team. I mean in my mentoring circle, in my room teaching my students. Why? Because I don't know the answer to everything. I never will. I'll never say I know the answer to everything. I know a lot about property, but I'll die not knowing everything. Yeah, you see people and they're getting mentored one-to-one by somebody because they were cheaper. But you get what you pay for. Yeah? You get what you pay for. And that person only has their perspective on what they've done, and they're trying their best. They want to help, but they just don't have the broadness of the knowledge. They don't have the support team around them to provide the knowledge. So one of the things I'd be saying when anybody who you're going to be mentored by is, who's in your team? Is it, my mum's mentoring with me and my dad's mentoring with me, my cousin Bob is mentoring with me? Or is it actual qualified people? Who's in the team? I need to go to other people outside of my family if I want to get the best result for my students.
So what are the questions a good trainer should welcome that maybe other trainers don't?
A trainer should welcome every question. Nothing should be off the table. Every question should be, because why would it be, I'm going to train you, but by the way, you're not allowed to ask that, not allowed to ask that. And it's often the simple stuff that make the biggest difference. There's no such thing as a silly question. Because what one person doesn't know, they don't know. It's not their fault they don't know it. They just don't know it because they never came across it before. And then once they have the answer, that could be the missing piece of jigsaw. And I've seen so many times that somebody will come here and they need the answer to this really technical question. But other people, they need the answer to the simple thing. It's not one question. It's what is the most important question for that one person?
And if you've got a good mentor, if you've got someone who's a property trainer who's doing it very well, they should welcome all of those questions, and they should be able to give you a really good answer.
Sometimes what I see with people is when somebody asks a question, they answer the question and move on. While really, I found over the years that the question asked is not the real question. The question asked is the tip of the iceberg, but they're afraid to go there straight away with the real question.
There's a deeper reality.
Deeper reality. So it's really important as a mentor to spot the deeper reality and even to third person it and say, so they're not annoyed by it or affected by it or hits them of, here's the answer to your question, but I remember having a situation very similar to that a few years ago with Lucy or Bob or whatever. And here's what their situation was and here's what they did. And then they're kind of like, oh my God, I'm so glad he shared that because I didn't want to tell, but that's the real problem.
Yeah, so a good trainer, I guess, hears the real question.
Yeah.
Someone might be worried about asking.
It's not just hearing. There's a huge difference between hearing and listening. Yeah? Everybody hears things. Very few people listen.
A lot of trainers out there say you can make money really quickly in property. Do you agree with that?
100%. I also agree that you can lose money really quickly in property. Yeah, but you can 100% make money quickly. You can 100% lose money quickly. You need to know what you're doing. Property makes a lot of people a lot of money. Property loses people a lot of money as well. It's like you can buy if you go to buy a car, when you get if you don't buy a brand new one in the garage, you go to buy a second-hand car, you get a mechanic to check it out. Yeah, same thing. So you can get the wrong house or the right house. Most people, they're getting their advice from the letting agent or the estate agent or the media. Yet letting agents and estate agents don't typically buy houses. They manage other people's or sell them for people. Media, they don't buy houses. They just talk about it. So if you want to buy property, learn from people who are buying property. Not the people selling them, the people buying them.
Awesome. Well, Kevin, I think that was really helpful, very useful, and thank you very much for joining us today.
Appreciate it.
A lot of people got a lot of value from that. If you would like to learn more about these strategies and how to make them work for you, come on down to our flagship Multiple Streams of Property Income event and learn directly from the UK's leading property experts, Kevin McDonnell, Tony Gargan, and Wendy Bromwell.